Hello everybody, my name is Draper, and welcome to Riddle School 4. Now, last off we did Riddle School 3, that was probably a couple days ago at this point, not sure. Well, this is Riddle School 4, next is Riddle School 5. That's how the numbers go, you know. Anyways, we're going to play this. I don't think I've played it before, not entirely sure about that. I have played Riddle School 5. That one's going to take a very long time to finish. But that's okay. We'll see how long this one is. And yeah. First things first. If you like the video and if you want to keep up with me and any new uploads that I make, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, and then after you subscribe, this is really important, you hit the bell next to subscribe. That will tell you any new uploads that I've made, which I'm following a schedule. If you don't hit the notification bell, you might forget and you'll miss a high quality video. That is a complete waste of your time, and I am so sorry for making you watch this. Anyways, let's start Riddle School 4. That's really loud. Accessing. Analyzing map system. Oops. That's funny. I made Alexa talk. She didn't hear me that time. It's me! That's apparently a window. Oh. Don't bend the rulers, and that says rules. Oh. I'm dead! Phil's teacher, Mr. Munch, was the original architect of Riddle University. The school was built above a long pit of lava that he himself dug near an active underwater volcano. His plan to murder Phil Eggtree to forever rid him of this world succeeded. And no one cared. Every other student of Riddle University eventually died from car wrecks, old age, and unforeseen disasters. Each one, on their deathbed, whispered their final wish. I'm trying to be very serious, and it's not working. Please don't let there be any more Riddle School games. Hey, I did it! It was all John. He did everything. Oh yeah, did I tell you that John Bro made this game and the rest of the Riddle School series? I don't know if I did. He did the voice acting. Is there nothing else I can do? Is there literally nothing else I can do in this situation? Just as every book has a start and a finish, a series must have a beginning and an end. I deliberately sucked all the room for another sequel out of this series so that it too may end. John Bro. I beat the game in 10.6 seconds. I've also unlocked real fun facts and special features. My earlier statement did not age very well. Okay, some backstory. This game was made as an April Fool's joke. This was released April 1st. However long ago. I don't know. Let's look at the real fun fact. Oh my god. There are 2 scenes, and it took like 2 days. See the fake fun facts. I don't know if this was here in the beginning. And it's really funny because if that is true, this is what he said it was. Time to make 10 months, 600 plus library items, 48 rooms on the map, 30 FPS, over 10,000 frames, and 5 scenes. And then the real ones took like 2 days, 160 plus library items, 1 accessible room, 2 scenes, no more than 5,000 frames, and 30 FPS. Oh, special features. What happened to all the characters? Making of Riddle University. An audio commentary. What happened to all the characters? Fred. Fred didn't really like school, but he thought it was wise to stay in school anyway and make the best grades he could while not doing very much. He grew up and took many effortless occupations such as music conductor, substitute teacher, and abstract artist. One day he fell asleep face first in a vat of paint. You can guess what happened. He drowned in paint. Smiley. Smiley had a legitimately good life. She grew up with perfect 100s in every one of her classes and had a long-lasting career in biomedical sciences. She got married to the perfect man who just so happened to have a smiley face for a head just like her. They spent the rest of their days together living happily in a treehouse in a beautiful forest. Zach was so determined not to be cold anymore that he bought a plane ticket to the tropics midway into his first year of college. Right above a volcanic island, the plane ran into a bad bit of turbulence and Jack ended up crashing through a window. He fell into an erupting volcano and froze to death. What? Richie dropped out of high school, wishing he hadn't paid so much attention to collecting stuff. He was mugged in a dark alley and woke up trapped in a smelly dumpster. Nobody ever found him. Oops. 5 sold t-shirts online for a living, and his talent was eventually realized by a big graphic design company. He made the mistake of asking for a slightly large sum of money, and the company ripped him off and sued him. 5 was put in jail for the next 5 years, and not once for the rest of his life did he have enough money to sue him back. Oh. 808. This is 5's dad. He insisted on being the janitor at Riddle Elementary School because he loved to clean so much until his son was unfairly sued by a big t-shirt designing company. He realized he would need a better paying job and ended up being a garbage boy in France. He was having so much fun that he forgot his son existed. Wow. Janitor in Riddle School 2. Doesn't even have a name. The janitor was locked in his own closet at Riddle Middle School. One day, not long before the school closed down and was replaced with a new one. He ate his mop, drank his dirty mop water, and nibbled on his hat as he was stuck in the darkness of the closet. The last sound he ever heard was the sound of a wrecking ball smashing the walls. He died. Janitor in Resident Evil. Riddle School 3. He claimed he could hear a pipe problem from a mile away, and that was in fact true. His uncanny ability to hear toilet clogs earned him a television show reputation as the perfect ear plumber. The show was cancelled after 2 years because it was realized nobody had ears. Furious, the janitor leapt off a bridge. Wow. Mr. Calm was never a very smart person. After the first Riddle School game, he learned about how small the percentage of drinkable water on the planet there was. He decided right then never to drink anything again. The end. Miss Coffee was never a very smart person. She told Mr. Com that nearly all of the world's water was drinkable, but then she realized she only drank coffee and wasn't really sure how much straight up water was drinkable. So she went to the beach because there's lots of water in the ocean and she drank as much as she possibly could. The end. Wow. Miss Green once drank 99 cups of coffee. On the 100th cup, she died of caffeine overdose. Teacher in Riddle School 1 once screamed at a school student so loudly that the walls of the room she was in collapsed around her. Nobody knew what to put on her tombstone because nobody knew her name. What was her name? Mr. Oboe was getting ready to sit down one night at a school play about knights and horses. He was told before the show to hold a sword, which was one of the props. It wasn't a real sword, but ironically he still died from it because the sword was made of allergy medicine and Mr. Oboe was horribly allergic to that. Wow! Greg Sleep was asleep for 18 of the first 20 years of his life. One day he woke up and realized how much he aged, and after panicking decided to move on. He got a driver's license, was on his way to the grocery store, and had a fatal wreck sleeping at the wheel. Ugh. Mrs. Sleep, she once got married and had a son named Greg. Eventually she died sleepwalking off a cliff. Mr. Sum was a math teacher for his entire life. He was gardening on the roof of a building and was suddenly mugged by a bear who ate him 30 minutes later. What was the bear doing on the roof? Mr. Soggy simply couldn't find his glasses, so he was on his way to get new glasses and got in a fatal car wreck because he couldn't see. I killed a man because I shot his glasses off of his face. Mr. Reed was reading a comic book in the Riddle High School library. He was reading the words, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me," when he got a nasty paper cut and lost every inch of blood in his body. What? Mrs. Flask invented a flying chair and discovered there's no air in space. Monkey hater Miss Count was bored at her home and decided to look for games on the internet. She found a game called Riddle School 3, which she proceeded to beat twice in a row. Not long after she was put in an insane asylum, whispering wildly something about a monkey doll curse. I didn't do that. I remember them saying something about that if you beat it twice in a row, something would happen. I might have to go and do that. Mrs. Oddverb was very tired of people taking one look at her and thinking she was a guy, so she went berserk and set fire to a shoe store. She stole a small boat and sailed away from all civilization, never to be seen again. Mrs. Moose's was at a bank and a bank robbery suddenly took place. The robber told her to get down on the ground. She said the ground was awfully dirty and it wouldn't be good for her new dress. She was shot multiple times and her dress was ruined. Mr. Sweshton, former principal of Riddle Elementary School, was put in prison for life because he physically beat a student's head in what? Mr. Counselor of Riddle Middle School, was robbed of all his possessions unexpectedly. Several weeks after the incident, Mr. noticed he didn't have a house. He died of starvation right after that because he also apparently didn't know he had no food. Why is his least favorite thing broccoli ice cream? I mean, I get it, but what? Mr. Potato discovered the magic of video games right before Riddle School 3. He did nothing but play video games long after Riddle School 3. He died happily right after beating a game called Riddle School 3. 6 feet under, he's still holding his favorite video game controller. Joe didn't make it to college. His grades were terrible. He thought to himself, I wonder what gasoline tastes like. His will stated that he wanted to be cremated after his death. What his friends didn't know was that his stomach was still full of gasoline and it didn't mix too well with fire. What? Hold up. Where were you? Supposedly a foreign exchange student, Diz popped up into Riddle University a single time, and after that was as if he completely disappeared from existence. Chubb stopped eating right after Riddle School 4 for the rest of his life, simply because he got so big his cheeks covered up too much of his mouth for him to eat anything else. He lived an entire century after he stopped eating because of his metabolism. It is rumored Earth's most devastating earthquakes were caused by Chubb struggling to move. Mrs. Munch loved to serve food, but she felt like she served her son Chub too much, and she didn't know what to do. She discussed her internal struggle with her husband, Mr. Munch, and he said she should just give all of Chub's food to him. She soon realized she had a terrible husband and divorced him, feeding her son more than ever. Mr. Munch, devastated by his wife's decision of divorce, started devising a plan to take the life of every one of her friends and acquaintances. He realized he didn't know as much about his former wife as he thought he did, and the only person he could remember her talking to is a kid named Phil Eggtree. He killed Phil and later died by overeating. Phil only went to college because he figured it had to be better than elementary, middle, and high school. He went to the newly built Riddle University because it was local, it was cheap, and he didn't have any particular plans for the rest of his life. So it wouldn't matter what classes he took. At first, he thought this Riddle School was just like the other three he escaped from. Just when he considered trying to make his fourth escape, he found out it was completely different. Blueprints. Plan to kill Phil, LOL rhyme. Build a time machine, dig a hole into a lava stream, build a college on top of it, request being a teacher there, and arrange seating chart for Phil to be on the hole. School, college, build it there. Long spike pit, lava, underwater volcano. Floor is less thick in one location. Set tiny explosives on inner spot, remote control. Description of Phil Eggtree given to me. Bald, looks like this, always wears green. He needs to sit in the desk closest to the door so I can kill him. Killed Phil. Now what? Don't know. You killed me. Can I do this again? Give it. Hey, it's Diz. Oh. Okay, there's nothing I can do. Apparently I just die. I'm dead. I died yet again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Skip, 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 skip it, skip it, skip. I can't skip. Okay, well, that's it for this episode. That's the end of the series. We are obviously not going to be continuing on to Riddle School 5 because there is no Riddle School 5 as Phil is dead. There is no way that we can move on. I am so sorry for anyone that was hoping to have a 5th Riddle School game. It does not exist. Phil's dead. There is no way we can continue this series. So, with that being said, thank you everyone so much for watching. This is the end of Riddle School. If you liked the video, please leave a like on the video. Leave a comment telling me what you thought. Subscribe and hit the bell to see more videos from me every day. Except for Sunday. Because I need a day to record all this crap. And to waste more of my time and my life doing this. And then you waste your time watching my videos. I am so sorry. But thank you once again for watching. My name is Drakeford, and I will see you in the next video.